It's that time of year. We're going to be in Houston, Texas from April 1st to April 5th, celebrating the Lord's 57th annual Passover under Commanding General Yohana. Jam-packed, full of events, line. It's that time of year. We're going to be in Houston, Texas from April 1st to April 5th, celebrating the Lord's 57th annual Passover under Commanding General Yohana. Jam-packed, full of events, line dancing, fishing, horseback riding, rides for the kids, bounce houses, and the annual lamb slaughter held at the BH Ranch. And it ain't no party like the all-black party, the annual all-black party. 14149 Player Street in Houston, Texas. You know it's gonna be lit. All leading up to Saturday, April 4th, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. You still got time. Go to ISUPK.com to pay your Passover fee. 18 and over, $200. You do not want to miss the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Houston, Texas. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash.
Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And you know what time it is. It's the Lord's 57th annual Passover, and it's going to be held in Houston, Texas on April 4th. Don't forget, bring your family, bring your friends, because this is going to be the time that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans can come under one roof in one house and to serve the Lord. It's that time.
It's that time of year. We're going to be in Houston, Texas from April 1st to April 5th, celebrating the Lord's 57th annual Passover under Commanding General Yohana. Jam-packed, full of events, line dancing, fishing, horseback riding, rides for the kids, bounce houses, and the annual lamb slaughter held at the BH Ranch. And it ain't no party like the all-black party, the annual all-black party. 14149 Player Street in Houston, Texas. You know it's gonna be lit. All leading up to Saturday, April 4th, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. You still got time. Go to ISUPK.com to pay your Passover fee. 18 and over, $200. You do not want to miss the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Houston, Texas. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Live with the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Preaching Captain Natazak Nashada ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, the Biblical Scripture Breakdown class. All right. Y'all by Shemal Shabrak Thumb. Y'all Shemal Alathan by Shemal Shah. To the sisters. All right. Class, any questions in the room? Got all Yagadar in here with me. Shalom.
Shalom. Yabba
Shabbat. All right. The water. All right. Dasam, Koyala. Shalom Yatawab Akwaf Nawatazarai. Shalom, Shara. All right. Nasha'araka, Yahweh Shemalata by Shem Yahweh Shai. Pittsburgh. Right? Everybody a few minutes to get off. And here we're continuing with the Lord is against America. Absolutely against America. This is a very evil place. And just how evil America is coming out more and more every day. So much evidence and things. There's scriptures that it talks about why all of the records and all of the evil that America is doing is coming out. It's not just coming out now just by coincidence. It's coming out now, of course. Who knows why it's coming out now? I want to give it a shot while we give everybody a chance to get in here. All right. We'll give it a shot. Who knows why? All right. Something popped up. Can't put some comment. New comment. Show something and nothing came up. All right. Let's give everybody a moment. Why is all these things? There's a scripture that it talks about in Revelation, leading up to the end of this empire. Yagadad, sound like you grinding coffee, brother. I'll put your mic on mute. Why? Why? Who want to give it a shot? Does anybody know why all these things are coming out now? America didn't just start killing and unaliving and kidnapping and doing all manner of terrible, horrible, and evil things. They didn't just start this yesterday. America's got centuries, decades, generations upon generations of a history of doing evil things. Take me to Hosea. Do I want to start with Hosea? Yeah, let's start with Hosea. Now, take me to Job 12 and 6, Yagadar. Shalom. Oh, you probably deleted it. That's why. Hosea 12 and 6.
Hosea 12 and 6 or Job 12 and 6, other one?
Job. So like Job 12 and 6.
Come. This is Job chapter 12, verse 6. The tabernacles of robbers prosper.
The scripture says the tabernacles, meaning the tent, the home where thieves, robbers, people who steal, there's a place and a home that all the thieves that they get in bed with, that they do business with, the tabernacle, the house of robbers prosper, God said. Keep going.
And they that provoke the Most High are secure.
And they that provoke the Most High, the ones that provoke God to anger, to jealousy, by their evil, by their robbery, those tabernacles provoke God and they are secured. The evil are secured because of America. America secures an evil man. It secures a man, a woman, a nation that wants to do evil. It keeps them secure and powerful and wants to steal and rob. This is the chief power of our oppressor. That's why things are going awry. Things are not being given right, not functioning properly in the earth because of the power that America wields in the earth, because of the power that our oppressor who runs America, the so-called the Amalek, the so-called Israeli man, that Jewish man, and Esau, he's just another family of the Edomites that the Lord has been against since the book of Exodus. The Lord has been against this family, this nation of people. All right. Keep going. And they that provoke God are secure. Like there's a
Into
place and the people set up specifically to provoke God. Salaki Yakada, go ahead.
Into whose hand the Most High bringeth abundantly.
All right. In their hand, they get power in abundance. They get wealth and resources in abundance. They get utilities, ability, power, all of these things. They have an abundance of them. How did they get these abundances? They got them through robbing. That's what the scripture says. Like the Lord does not love a thief. Stealing is something that God is absolutely against. And this oppressor has created an entire society based solely on robbery. Like that's against the Lord. And a nation that is built upon robbery is powerful and secure for this reason. Now take me to Job 9:24. There's a reason why. It's not a good reason, but there's a reason. Hold that and then hold me Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. The water for reading too. I did get your message, brother. I greatly appreciate it. Lord be with you over there. All right. B. Shalom. Shamal, let me Job 9:24.
Salaki, you that second one was Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 out of 1.
That's correct. But let me get Job first.
Most High Christ. This is Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
There's a reason why the tabernacles of robbers prosper and they get rich. The Lord sanctioned this for them to get rich. They bring it in and they secure in their robbery, in their thieving. Because the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. That's what the Bible. Keep going.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Why does it say he covered the faces of the judges? It says the wicked rules the earth. That's why everywhere on the planet you go, you'll see an oppressor ruling. You go to Australia, you'll find white men in charge with power in Australia. You go to Ireland, go to the United Kingdom, you'll see white men rule. You go to the Middle East, man dictating and making demands and you understand? That's why you see them wearing, go to Asia. You think that the Asians are ruling themselves. Xi Jinping, he has power. He has authority. Korea, when you see them, they're not wearing traditional Chinese clothing. What clothes are they wearing when you see? Are they wearing their traditional clothing? Are they wearing what their forefathers wore? What are they wearing? Who's in here? Am I in by myself? Where's everybody at? Shalom. Are they wearing traditional Chinese clothing? When you see a Korean man, you see a Japanese man, you see a Chinese man, are they wearing their traditional Japanese clothing that their forefathers wore? Are they? Are we wearing the traditional clothing that our forefathers wore? When you go check the reservation, are Native Americans wearing the traditional clothing that they wore? Huh? The water. Two brave souls. There we go. No cowards. La la la. All right. Who are they? Who wears a suit and a tie? An Egyptian phallic symbol wrapped up around your damn throat, making it hard for you to breathe. Scratch your Adam's apple, itching your collar, damn shirt collar, cutting up your throat, cutting up your neck. in your face, cutting razor bumps all in your face, trying to have a smooth shaved face, looking like a damn toddler. Why are they doing that? If it's ripping and eating their face apart. Why is a man shaving his face and beard, getting nasty, horrible, painful razor bumps and sores all over his face? Why would he do such a thing? Who's ruling in Australia? Are the Aborigines ruling? Are the Maori people ruling? Who controls Hawaii? You understand? Are the Hawaiians ruling? Last I checked, Hawaii was a part of the United States of America. Who rules Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, and Nevada? All of that's supposed to belong to Mexicans. In charge of it now. What language do Latinos speak? Are they speaking their traditional language? Are they? No. They speak in the language of a white man from Spain, a white man from France, a white man from Portugal, a white man from England. They're dressed like white men in suits and ties with slick to the side and slick back hairdos. They're not dressed like Asians. They're not wearing Asian clothing. They're wearing a white man's three-piece suit and tie. Why? Why are they? Read it again, Yakador. Why are they doing this?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Start from the top.
The earth.
Why would they do?
Salaki, this is
power. Not sure if you, but I'm not hearing anything.
Salaki, there was a little bit of a delay. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Yes. Because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. Keep going.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
As the wicked, that earth they cover the faces of the judges. There are people that God set up judge. It is taught that nobody can judge me but God. Nobody judges but God judge. That's a lie. That's a lie. The Lord hates a lie. This place teaches lies, absolute lies against the Most High. Tell you what, let's see if we can fix this. Bear with me just a moment. It should be. All right, most high Christ. All right, most high Christ. So just a moment. Let's see. Okay, it should be better now. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It says that the wicked is ruling the earth. That is why everybody is imitating a white man, a so-called white man, because the wicked is ruling. His power is ruling and extended all across the earth. You understand? And he has run a place that is built solely for robbers, for thieves. Every turn is robbery. The more you work, the more money that they take out of your check. And then when it comes time to give you your money back, when you need Social Security that they take out of your check, when it's supposed to go back to you, that's when they say, well, you're asking for too much. You want handouts. The more you work, the more they take. The price of food goes up, even though your food is grown here. America says the price of everything goes up because of the price of oil, the price of gas. Well, guess what? America is already full of oil and gas. There's natural oil, Tennessee, natural oil growing in America, in Alaska, in Texas, in Arizona, in Oregon, in oil rigs, in addition to the oil that the white man has traveled and robbed from Afghanistan and robbed from the Africans. Right now, America wants to go to war. Donald Trump wants to go to war in Nigeria, claiming to fight terrorism. But the reality is Nigeria and those West African countries are full of oil. France wants to go to war with the countries in Central Africa because the countries in Central Africa are full of uranium that they enrich and then sell for their power all throughout Europe. And they've been able to rob the Africans, rob them, get something like a ton worth of uranium for less than a penny. Something like $80 for 80 tons of uranium for the last 30-something years. And they have robbed them because the oppressor is a robber. And America is the chief house of protection for robbers. You understand? And God is another reason that God is against this place. He does not love a thief and a robber. America has always stood for robbing. You understand? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who are the judges? The judges that God set up, the disciples, Christ, the ultimate judge. Well, the picture and the image that the world has of Christ is covered. It's covered in whiteface because the Bible says that Jesus Christ is a black man, as if he burned in a furnace with red eyes and white hair, like an afro on his head and on his face. But the Christian church gives you this image to cover the face of the judges. That's how you know who this Bible is talking about, because they want to cover it so that you do not know who the scriptures are talking about, so that the world lies under the sway of a house of robbers and liars. You understand? This image right here. And he covered the faces. This is the greatest judge there is. And they've lied and made him a white man. Not sure why it's not showing. Scream, y'all. Everybody see this picture here?
It's showing the other one.
Okay. This is not shown on my end. This picture here, they make these movies so that you can fall in love with the robber, with the thief, with the murderer, with the liar. This image here that all blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in the world is forced to bow down to the white man or face sudden extinction, like Donald Trump is threatening Iran, like the Germans did to Namibian tribes, like Hitler was doing in North Africa, like the Romans were doing to us till we fled into Africa, like the white man in the South done to us, like they did to the Mayans and the Aztecs. They did this. The planet is given to the robber. This is the people of the greatest robber on the earth. God left these clues in the Bible so that you can understand. That's why it says he
that have an ear, let him hear. When it says he spake, he looked like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon, nice, soft, and innocent, and white like snow. You understand? And you think it's so tender and holy and wonderful, but in reality, God said, this is the wicked. Covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Keep going.
If not
the white man,
where?
if not, keep going, Yagadar. Where?
Where?
If it's not this one, where? If it ain't the white man, and where is it? Keep going.
And who is he?
If not him, where and who is he? These are the depictions of the 12 apostles of Christ. This is what they're saying they look like. They cover the faces of the judges. The world is supposed to know who the judges are. They got pictures, and these are supposed to be Christ's 12 apostles. All white men. Acts 13:1 said the disciples was called nigger in the New Testament. Niger, the Latin word for black. And they've covered the faces not only of Christ, but of the disciples, of the angels, of everything that is called God. They've covered it and made it in their image. That's another thing. You lie on your cousin, you lie on your mama, but it's a whole nother ball game for you to lie on God. And this is a people that lie on God. That's why God said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You understand? If not them, where and who is he? That's what the Bible is saying. All right. Drop that and give me the Ecclesiastes that you're holding. 3 and 1.
Khan, this is Ecclesiastes.
Why all
chapter.
these records of what's been... Right. Go ahead.
Salaki, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season.
To everything there's a season. There's a season for the white man to rule the earth. There's a season. Just like there's a season for summer. You do your summer activities. You understand? That's right, sis. They make them white and effeminate so that they can push an alternative lifestyle on you through God under the guise of this being godly, so that you'll see a man living an alternative lifestyle, and in your mind, you will accept this man because your introduction to God has been through a gay man. And the representation that you are allowed to see of God for you, for the slaves, is an effeminate man, not a man who stands for the Lord, not a man of bravery and courage like Mattathias, not a hardcore disciplined man like Maradakia or Mordecai that we're going to learn about on Purim on Monday, who raised up a hardcore sister named Hadassah or Esther in the Hebrew, who saved our lives when wicked men sought to wipe us out after a lie that was told on us. Just like the lie Donald Trump tells, saying that they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats and the dogs to demonize the tribe of Levi, our Haitian brothers. They're all Trinidad gang members to demonize the tribe of Asher, our Venezuelan brothers and sisters. To demonize the tribe of Manasseh in Cuba, to starve them to death, to cut them off from being able to get resources that they need to survive. That's why God said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. A wicked man would see a people and starve them to death. Not because he needs something, just because he can. That's America. And America has done that to countless peoples all across the earth. And now the season that the so-called white man has been able to do that unchallenged, that season is coming to an end. Keep going, Yagada.
and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
There's a time to every purpose. There was a purpose for the white man getting power in the earth. There was a purpose. There was a purpose for us going in slavery in Egypt. There was a purpose. There was a purpose for the earth being given into the hand of the wicked. There was a purpose. You understand? Our people refused to serve the Most High. Our people wanted to join the other nations of people. And against God's warnings and against the covenant and the deal that we swore an oath to serve the Most High, our people decided to break that, to go and explore, to become something new, to adventure, to be their own people. You understand? Be my own man, my own woman, live my own way, my life, my choice. And we decided to go out and experiment and learn what it was like to be the people of the other nations. And as we did that, they rose up and got stronger and stronger. And everything that the Lord blessed us with, they were able to take full advantage of, and we received none of the benefits. And they crushed us. They oppressed us like they do to this day. And there was a time frame that they were given to do so. And there was permission that they were given to do so, and they took it way overboard. They took it beyond what God would allow them to do, beyond what the Egyptians were allowed to do. They took it way beyond. And that's why God is against America. Keep going, Yagadar.
Verse 2, a time to be born.
There's a time to be born. There is a specific time to be born. Your mom carries you for 9 months, 8 months or so. And there's a time frame. There's a period of time. You're not living on your own. You're not breathing on your own. You don't have to go to the bathroom on your own. Mom take care of all of that. Then there's a time when you come out of mom, come through the matrix. And now you have to start. You got to breathe. You got to see. You got to hear for yourself. Walk for yourself. Touch for yourself. Move for yourself. There was a time frame. Then as you get better, you grow, you get stronger and stronger. And there was a time when America was young. The birth of the nation. When the pilgrims and the settlers, like at first, left Europe looking for religious freedom, looking to be free of persecution. Those degenerates that left Europe were the absolute worst people that Europe had to offer. They were the worst of the worst. They ate children. They ate dogs. They ate pork. They ate rats. They didn't bathe. They spread diseases. They were serial killers, murderers, child immers, SAers. They were the worst of the worst in all of Europe. What is the proof? Everywhere they went, they destroyed, they pillaged, they hung pregnant mothers and ripped the babies out of their stomachs. They burned people alive. They tied stones around people and threw them in the water. They forced people to dig underwater for pearls and diamonds, not diamonds, but pearls and gold until they drowned. They cut people in half for fun. They sick dogs on people for fun. They spread diseases for fun. They murdered the buffalo for fun. They unalived the dodo bird for fun. You understand? As they do to this day. Well, there was a time for them to get strong. They took the friendship, allegedly, and the help of Native Americans, the tribe of Gad, having mercy on a people. You understand? Give me Psalms 55 and 20. Hold what you got. Having mercy on a people. See them starving. See them ill prepared for the winter. Scraggly looking and furry and dusty and dirty and spots and pink and red. And they had mercy on the oppressor, which they should not have done. It was a great mistake that the tribe of Gad made, helping those settlers, those pilgrims through the first winter. That was a terrible mistake, but it was prophecy that must and needed to be fulfilled. But it was terrible. Keep reading, Yagadar.
And a time to die.
There's also a time to die. There is a time to die. There's a time. There's a time frame. You don't live indefinitely. There is a time frame. And America has lived for a very long time. You understand? Not a long time in terms of the other empires in the world, but America has had a time to live, a time to get strong, a time to be born, a time to get a name and a reputation, to learn how to walk and stand upright and get on their feet and get strong and build an economy and build up cities and build America do. What did our oppressor do throughout his timeline? What did he do? All right. Take me to that other scripture, Baba Kishar.
Khan, this is Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Start at 20, Baba Kishar.
Khan, Salah got one. This is Psalms 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
He hath put forth his hands against people that were at peace with him. People who didn't want to do him any harm, they were at peace with him. The Gadites took care of the so-called white man and his people and his family, and in turn, he turned his hand and slaughtered and kidnapped and pillaged and did the most evil thing that you could possibly do. Keep going.
He hath broken his covenant.
He broke his agreement, his so-called agreements that he made with himself, that he lied and said that the Gadites made all of these agreements with him to give up their land and give up their cities. He lied. Gadites didn't even speak the white man's language. It's impossible. Signing the treaty. Oh, I got Manhattan for beans and beads and glass. The Gadites, our brothers, the tribe of Gad, were way more skilled with bead work and basket weaving and beads and jewelry, way more skilled than the so-called white man from Europe, raised on rats, living in a barn like a goat. You understand? Covered in lice and scabies and scales and rashes, spreading disease every goddamn where. And he gave Gad something for the entire island of Manhattan. The devil is a liar. You understand? Everything you've been taught has been a lie about this place. Keep going.
Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
He talked nice and smooth. He sounds very smooth. The words of his mouth was smoother than butter. Just roll off the tongue. Peace. Peace. We're going to be peace. We're going to be neighbors. Red man and white man together in harmony. Let's just all live together. Let's all be one people. Let's all go along to get along. That's what he said. Keep going.
But war was in his heart.
But in his heart, it was full of war. It was full of murderous intent. Once they found out how kind and how caring you were, this was their opportunity to take full advantage and slaughter and pillage and rob. You understand? This is the actual heart of the oppressor. You may not think it's the oppressor's heart. This may seem different. Don't feel like the oppressor. May sound like, well, that's back in the day. The only reason that you are not seeing this oppressor It's because they've already traveled and robbed everyone. They've already unalived everybody. You understand? They've already wiped out the Mayan Empire. They've already wiped out the Native American, the Gadite tribes are living in places that you cannot find them when this entire land belongs to them. That's why you see a smile and a hello and a good morning. And at the end of the day, we're all the same. That's why you see that, because they've already stolen everything. But if it looks like for a moment that you may have too many crumbs, they'll come and burn your town down. They'll flood your town under Lake Lanier like they did in Alabama. They'll drop bombs on your town. That's why we must serve the Lord. The only protection that we will have from our oppressor is not going to be matching him rifle for rifle, pistol for pistol, missile for missile, soldier for soldier. God gave this devil the rulership of the earth. The scripture says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The strength and the weapon that we have is to turn and obey the Lord. The problem is the vast majority of our people will not get in the ISUPK to learn to serve the Lord. It won't do that. That's why we get executed at traffic stops. I just watched another video of some poor brother in handcuffs. He's in handcuffs. And there's a white officer standing over him with a gun pointed at his head, saying he has a gun. He's on the ground. His hands are behind his back. Another officer is also on him. Back of his head is saying he has a gun. He has a gun. The man is saying, I don't. My hands are behind my back. He shoots the brother twice in the back of the head, face down, with his hands behind his back. You understand? If we do not serve the Lord and keep his law, statutes, and commandments, there will be no protection for mama. There will be no protection for granddaddy. There will be no protection for our sons, our daughters, our brothers, our sisters, our friends. There is no protection from a man who hunts our people if the Lord is not on our side. You can have your paperwork, you can have your registration, you can have your license, you can vote, pay your taxes, go to the church, go to the mosque, wear a suit and tie or baggy jeans and pants. You can wear their white man's police uniform. It didn't stop the January 6th rioters from charging and beating to death an officer. You understand? We have relied on protection for everything else, running from obeying God, running from keeping his commandments, running from taking and putting on our identity as though we as a people have another alternative choice. And time again, we have fell victim to our enemies who hunt us because we have done something opposite of what the Lord said. You understand? And time is running out. It's getting very, very thin. All right. What else you got, Yagador?
His words were softer than oil.
He talked nice and soft. He's not talking to you the way that if two brothers and sisters, if two men, two black men, two Native Americans, two brothers and sisters, they got into an argument, you could tell they have an argument going on. You can tell there's an issue. You understand? But not with the oppressor. The oppressor is not going to tell you how much he hates you to your face. He's going to vote for a policy. He's not going to tell you. He doesn't have to tell you to your face anymore. Before, they would call you the N-word, burn a cross on your lawn, and they did this for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. You understand? Give me Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. You can go and drop that.
This is Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through
Well,
his
y'all get done.
Salak got one.
There you go.
This is Daniel
Go
chapter
ahead.
8, verse 25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Through his policy. His policy is his legislation. See, after the end of so-called slavery, he passed laws. One of those laws was a vagrancy law. And a vagrancy law means that if you did not have a home, which if you've been living on a plantation for hundreds of years, you don't have a home. Your home was slavery. Like the Jewish regime in the Holocaust, you weren't given compensation the way that the Japanese families were after atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They were given compensation to this day. You weren't given compensation like the French and the British when the Jamaicans got free from slavery and the Haitians got free from slavery. Slave masters, white slave owning nations, they were compensated for losing their slaves. They got wealth given to them. You understand? One of those legislations in the 1860s was the Homestead Act. Meaning after they murdered they gave away land in Montana, Nevada, California. Hundreds of acres of land per family. One white man, his white wife, a dog, 2 scraggly head kids, 3, and they got 100 something acres. Acres of land that belonged to the tribe of Issachar, to the tribe of Gad, to the tribe of Judah that had made it west and lived amongst the natives, the Mexicans, who refused to return runaway slaves. That's what the Battle of the Alamo was. You understand? That's what the Indian Wars was. Native Americans who took and protected and helped black runaway slaves. And the further west you go, they stopped importing slaves after a certain point. And they passed, read it again from the top, through his what?
And through his policy, also he shall cause
policy. That's it. Just what? Through his policy, the water, his legislation. The white man passed legislation that now, if you are not on a reservation, you are no longer a Native American. Now you are a so-called Negro. And then they had the Runaway Slave Act, where if you caught a so-called Negro, now that everybody essentially is a Negro, if you're not a Mexican, everybody is now a Negro. So if they catch you, then they would put you in slavery. Whether you were a Judite, a Gadite, they would catch you. And by default, by United States law, through policy, you were now a runaway Negro without freedom papers, without a master, off the plantation. If you were homeless, the vagrancy law said that you were trespassing, that they could arrest you. And then once they arrested you because you're homeless or because they just simply say that you're homeless, now guess what you do? You're back in the field picking cotton, work in the field, working the crops, making some white man and his family and other white men who would get jobs and paycheck and meal and housing and bread and the benefit of cities and towns and villages that later became the counties and states, where they would all live and say, I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free. Everybody get to be free but you. This is why God is against America. Read that again.
And through
Start
his
me from the top,
policy,
Yagadar.
Salaki, this is Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Craft to prosper. He calls witchcraft to prosper in his hand, meaning he has the power in his hand to make you believe in some witchcraft. Hold that. Take me to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Come.
Salak. To believe in witchcraft. Shalom. Y'all Shem Shabrakatah. There's heavy witchcraft in America. Shabrakatah. It's heavy witchcraft. The witchcraft in this place is coming through the walls. It's in the radio, in the airwaves. It's on the TV. It's listening. It's in your phone. It's everywhere. You'll get some of it. He passed a legislation to make you think something that is not true. It's witchcraft. To make you do something that without legislation and permission, you would not believe. You would not seek to do this. You would not think that this is something that's acceptable. Understand? Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
The Lord said a righteous man would stand in great boldness. What you hear us do in the UPK. It takes a righteous man to stand in great boldness to talk about the crimes that have been done to people that have afflicted blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And what else does it say?
And made no account of his labors.
And have made no account of our labors. All the things that we have done in this place have not been made an account of. All of our inventions, all of our creations, everything. From our music, our food, our cuisine, our dances, all of the things. Donald Trump just recently said in a press conference, we created everything. We invented everything. What he's not saying is the black people that he tell the police to kill at traffic stops, to give a rough ride. You understand? To hunt down in the streets and throw out the country. What he's not saying is all of these inventions that we did were only done by our people. Like the refrigerator, like the freezer, done by the real biblical ethnic Jews. God's chosen people that God said he made above all the other people on the face of the earth. America has the bulk of all of the tribes. All of the tribes are gathered here in the United States of America. And having God's chosen people in captivity with the opportunity to treat them as well with as much dignity and respect as they do the Jewish man who is not the biblical ethnic Jew. Instead of doing that, knowing that they have the children of God in captivity, they would exercise their cruelty through law and policy. This is another reason why God is against America. The things that the Lord is going to do to this place are going to be absolutely justified and terrible once the Lord comes for this place, man. All right. So where we at? Give me merciless murderers of children. Shalom, called Yahweh Shem Shabrakatah. All right. Skip me down to merciless murder of children. Should be same chapter.
Come.
I don't know, it might be 12. Yeah. Like the Lord is evil. Hold hold me Revelation chapter 12 and 9. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 9. Hold that for me.
Khan.
Baba Kishar.
Khan.
Just hold that. You got murderers of children, Yakadar? Go ahead.
Come. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12 and verse 5. And also those merciless murderers of children.
Right. The merciless murderers of children. This place passed legislation that allows a woman to murder her child. Like, this is another huge allowed to take the mass execute children. Like, nowhere in the world is it looked upon as acceptable for you to be able to murder hundreds of thousands of babies every year, for mothers to be able to opt out of motherhood and responsibility by simply killing the baby. In anywhere else, under any other circumstances, they would call that infanticide, killing infants. Genocide. We have 20 million babies dead since Roe versus Wade, thanks to goddamn Jesse Jackson. But because of the policy, the legislation that caused witchcraft to prosper, Black women in America believe that they have the right to murder their baby because of the lies of the Christian church that teaches a woman that she gives life, which is wrong. Life is inside of a man from the time he hits puberty, around 12 or 13, he starts to produce living seed. You understand? That's where life comes from. It does not come from a woman. It gets put into a woman. You understand? And the Lord assigns a soul, a spirit, that is someone that has already died, that is now their time to come back into the earth again, to live again, back in the earth, to rise again. And now, because of the witchcraft of this place, because of the lies that America teaches, not only women, but young sisters who would be mothers, who would aspire to raise the next generations of brothers and sisters and doctors and professionals and all of the wonderful things that are the policy of America, they have a choice to just murder the baby and go on and live their life as though nothing wrong has been done. God damn this place, man. God hates the United States of America. God hates this place. A woman has no more right to murder her baby than the last murder that you saw on TV that everyone cried about in the streets. You understand? But the witchcraft of this place will teach you that it's acceptable for you to decide to kill your baby. Right. But it's not acceptable for someone in the street to decide to kill you. Like, this is an evil place, man. God is going to destroy America. And if you are Black, Latino, and Native American, you had better set in your spirit to prepare. We are the only race of people that is completely oblivious to the fact that every other race of people on the entire planet, on every continent, is preparing themselves, their family, their military, their governorship, their Department of Agriculture. Everything on the planet is preparing for war except for Black people. Keep reading, Yakadar.
And devourers of man's flesh.
Shalom, a devourer of man's flesh. This place eats human flesh. Right. Now the records are coming out about how nasty America has been. How your super rich elites and all your Hollywood, when you first saw, how many people remember watching Hannibal Lecter? How many people heard of Hannibal Lecter? Some of y'all might be too young. Some of y'all might be just old enough. Who remembers Silence of the Lamb with Hannibal Lecter? I think his name was Anthony Hopkins. Who remembers that? Hannibal Lecter. Anybody remember that? Don't everybody speak at once now.
Come on, one.
Who knows what Hannibal Lecter? Oh, y'all remember Hannibal? You understand? You ever thought, why would they put in a movie? If you made a movie, black man, black woman, the water, Makwayala, honest. There we go. The water, Deborah, the water, sister. You understand? Honest. Why would you make a movie where a man would eat another man? Who would do that? Why would you do that? Like if you have the opportunity to make a movie, it calls Sapar. If you have the opportunity to make a movie, Yaquab, Yagadar, Raya Debar, Makwayala, and you're going to make a movie from the thoughts that's in your head, from your imagination and your creativity. Who the hell is imagining eating another goddamn person?
Slack you, sir.
Who would imagine doing that? Go ahead, Akar.
Yeah, I had a normal slack, for coming in a little late, but I did have a question on that topic as far as a precept to that what you're talking about. If I could, on the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verses 5 and 6.
That's where we are right now. Right. That's what Yagadar is reading.
Okay, Khan.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, that's right. They eating children. Now, the scripture that I got you holding, the records is coming out in the Epstein files. The reason why you see it movie and chain them up in the basement and then tell you got, or they'll put you in some trap. And if you can't figure out the puzzle long enough, then the damn puzzle will explode or rip off one of your ears or pull one of your damn teeth out or something. These evil things, they actually do to people. That's why them putting on a mask, running through the woods like Jason, stabbing people to death, running through the house like Scream. I know what you did last summer in a hockey mask, stabbing people that's scared to death, chasing kids and stabbing them up. This is what's in these Epstein files. This is who they really are.
Salaki, one.
Those are real people doing this. Go ahead, Yagadar.
Salaki, one. I just watched a documentary, and it's based off these two teenagers that was killing in their school based off the Scream murders off the movie, and they were inspired by the Columbine video when the Columbine video first started. And he said when he saw it, it spoke to him. You know, it was somebody just like him. Salaki, one.
Yes. The demon spoke to him, just like Paul was saying, just like you saying. The white man, God said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The white man is supposed to be an example that God set up for us to not follow, not to imitate, not to think this is God, this is Jesus. The Lord put something in our spirit to be so different that we would not be compatible with the devil the Bible speaks of. That's why the Lord had to ask the question, Why did you trim your ways to seek love?
Right.
The natural way your spirit would operate would be the opposite way of how an oppressor spirit would operate. You understand? Like the Lord set it up that way. Give me the beauty of women changed. Find that for me, Yerashma. The beauty of women was changed. Keep reading what you got, Yagadar, because I want to get to some more scriptures. I got plenty of scriptures there. Then I'm gonna come to you, across Paul with that revelation. Keep reading, Yagadar. What
Come,
else you
come.
got?
And the feast of blood.
When it says the feast, what does feast mean? A feast means you sitting down together and eating. They eating babies. They cutting body parts off of living babies, screaming, hollering, crying, mommy, help. Oh my God. They really doing this shit. Salakia to
Right.
real people on that Epstein Island and all across the world. They really doing that. And the celebrities know, and they there. The president is there. The prince in the Royal House of Lords is there. The big movie screen directors is there. Drugging babies, making babies have sex with each other. They promote this lifestyle. God said the oppressor is the devil, the deceiver on the planet Earth. This is why God rained fire down and burned Sodom and Gomorrah to the ashes. Sodom and Gomorrah was not just a city. It wasn't just an LGBT alternative lifestyle city. That's just the surface part. The party, the celebration, the dancing. There's a lot more to that story. There's a lot more to that spirit. It's not just about a man with a man and a woman with a woman. It's way more than that. When those angels came to town, they did not know that these were angels. They didn't know that they were angels. They didn't know their sexual preference. They didn't know their orientation. They didn't know if they would be on board with the get down. They didn't know if they were there for the festival, for the celebration. Surrounded Lot's house so that they could break down the doors and force those two new men that they did not know to have sex with everyone in the city. You understand? It was a lot more. It was a whole lot more. That's why God turned today. That's what God's going to do to America. You understand?
That's right.
There's a whole lot more than that. Yes, that's right, sister. It was crazy. And these are just a few pieces of the files. They got millions of files, hundreds of thousands of pictures for decades that they've been doing this. This is why the Lord told us to gather ourselves together. We're supposed to be gathered together where everyone can be present and accounted for.
You on mute, Ottawa. Salaki Ottawa, you're on mute. Salakia, sir, you're on mute. Salakia, sir, you're on mute.
Bear with me 1 second.
Come.
The water. One person said they could hear me.
We hear you now, the one.
The water to the one sister that said she could not hear me. The water sister. All right, what about now? Bluetooth. Goddamn Bluetooth. Most time Christ, bear with me just a second. Goddamn phone froze. Let's see. All right, keep going. Let's see.
You want verse 6 out of one? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse.
Not hearing anybody. I don't know if anybody's here.
Did you want verse 6 out of one?
Hello. Anybody hear me? You hear me?
We hear you
Water.
now, the
Con,
one.
I can hear you, sir.
You hear me?
Got a, we can hear you.
Come.
Okay. All right, the water.
Yonder book.
Devours a men's flesh. Start 5 from the top. Yagador, please.
Come. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12,
6.
verse
Just go to
5.
6.
Okay, verse Salaki. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 6. With their priest out of the midst of the idolatrous crew.
That means the priests, these are people, they got a whole crew that they doing this. They doing all kind of stuff. They drinking blood. They eating bits and pieces of human flesh. They doing all kind of stuff.
And the parents.
That's who's on that list. The whole crew. Keep going.
and the parents.
And the parents. And the parents are willingly, there you go. Parents willingly giving up their children to be sacrificed. These are the things that the old world customs. There's a movie, there's a horror movie. It's called Sinister. And in this movie, there's an old Babylonian deity. A lot of those old world cultures and traditions, I always say this because I watch horror movies. In those old world cultures and traditions, what they would do is a lot of them, they would have things where the deity would go and kidnap children. And they would take children and use the children to do evil things. You understand? That's why you the Christmas, it's about the children, about that's why the Christian church is always Lord said to a man to rule and put all things in this proper order. Like that's so very important. The first thing the Lord said is let there be a man to watch over the congregation that can go out before them and after them so that they be not as sheep that do not have a shepherd. It's a very important thing.
Right.
All right. What is this? Delete this conversation. Like it. What the hell is this going on here? Like it. Bear with me just a moment. Bear with me just a moment. A lot of problems here. Restart. All right. Was that it on that?
Salaki, the one has a little bit more that
No,
kill
it's
with their
more. It's
own
more. Keep going.
that kill with their own hands, souls destitute of help.
That's they kill with their. Hold on, brother. It's not a novel. We breaking down the scriptures. Give me just a second. That kill with their own hands. These are important points. They taking the life with their own hands. Parents taking their own babies to be killed. That's what this is talking about. No place on the planet kills more babies than the United States of America. That's why God is against this place. You don't get to shed blood and just call it science, call it healthcare. That because you put a nice title on it and you give government benefits and assistance and you help to fund that you have murdered a baby. And God
Right.
called you a merciless murderer of children and devourer of men's flesh. You're devouring your own flesh. You don't have permission from God to do this. You don't have a right to do it. It's your body, your choice. It is not your body, your choice. It is not. God gave you a body, and God gave rules on what you can and cannot do with your body. And then God forms another body inside of you for 8 or 9 or 10 months. And then that is a new body that God put your responsibility to care for the new body that He is growing inside of you. You have a duty and responsibility that is not your choice to dismiss. That's why God hates this place. You don't get a choice to dismiss it. You don't get a choice to throw it away. You understand? This place takes and sells. The baby doesn't get buried. The slaughtered, butchered, murdered baby doesn't get buried. The Jewish man went and told the sisters, we want to buy the DNA straight out of you. We want to take your eggs and buy and sell your DNA. We want to get your fetus cells, the kidney cells, the spinal cells, the organ. We want to extract the melanin out of your butchered up babies like you extract scraps of pig or scraps of cow so that you can grind it up and turn it into a damn hot dog or a hamburger. That is why God despises this place. You may think it's healthcare. You may think it's progressive. You may think it's something that needs to be done, a necessary evil. It should be regulated.
This is something that God is against. And the witchcraft of this place makes people think that God is okay with it. Stop having abortions. The Lord is against it. You understand? All right.
That's
Was that it on that Yagadar? Poor, no, it wasn't. Poor souls, destitute, help. Meaning there's nobody to help them. Nobody to help them. Nobody to help them. Don't have their own strength. Their own muscles, their own body, their own security, their own protection. And they don't even have parents that fight to help them, man. Like that's this is a terrible, evil place. All right. All right. All right, drop what you got. Give me a description you hold it in Revelation, across apart. Revelation 12 and start at the 9. Bubba Control.
Come. The book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out.
All right, drop what you got. Give me a description you hold it in Revelation, across apart.
Come. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Like it. 1 second. Water.
Yeah. Come. Can anybody hear me?
We hear you.
God, I hear you.
Okay. The water.
Go ahead again.
Come, sir. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out.
The great dragon. The dragon now is full of power and authority. This is talking about the so-called white man. At one point in time, he didn't have all this power. He didn't rule the world. He didn't have all of this authority and rule all over the world. God did not give it to him. Well, now he was keep reading.
That old serpent.
See, in the garden, he didn't have all of this power. He was a serpent. He was a whisper, a suggestion, a small man. But he lied and schemed and murdered and hustled and scammed and divided and warred and whored his way to the top. Now he's a dragon, full of power, full of authority. That's why the top clan member is called the Grand Dragon, straight out the Bible, in true spirit of Esau. He's being cast out from his position of power and authority. That's why BRICS, who knows what BRICS is? Salakia, who knows what BRICS is? I might have to give it to you for time's sake. And we had some interruptions. BRICS is an economic alliance with India, Brazil, China, Iran, Russia. That's what the acronyms are. BRICS. Brazil, Russia, Iran, India, China, North Korea. They got, and they've added many other countries in Africa to do alliance and business and trade so that the white man in the United States cannot rob and scam and murder and threaten and bomb and unalive everybody the way that they did to Saddam Hussein and Muammar Gaddafi and Assad in Syria and Ahmadinejad in Iran, that they have united together the same way that NATO has united together for economics, for protection and power from the white man who is the devil the Bible speaks of. It is different countries uniting, but it is a rivalry to get around the American sanctions that forced them to not be able to buy, sell, and trade because they won't bow down and bend over for the white man to rob them blind anymore. You understand? That's why you're hearing this talk of the entire damn Navy ready to blow Iran up and getting ready to go to war with China, who's getting ready to go to war to take Taiwan back and fighting the Houthis and the rebels in Oman and Jordan. That's why you're hearing about this. This is because of biblical prophecy, because it is time for the serpent to be cast down. It's time for him to lose his position of power that the earth was given him to rule. His time is running out. That's why they're trying to get every non-white race of people from having and owning anything in America. Because the white man knows that the Bible prophesies that there will be civil war, world war, race war, nuclear war. They know that. The only people that don't know that are blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Keep going, please.
Colonel Khan. Called the devil.
The devil. That's the white man is the devil. Keep going.
And Satan.
And Satan. It's very important to understand why it said the devil and Satan. The white man represents Satan on the earth. Satan is not the same as the devil. The Christian church does not explain that. They lie. They don't know the Bible. Satan is an angel who serves God perfectly. The white man represents Satan on the earth. Satan is an evil angel given a job to do by God. All angels obey God. There's nobody disobeying God but us. Every other people on the planet obeys God. They do exactly what they were created for. We are the only thing in all of creation that does not obey what and how God made us. Did you find the beauty of woman was changed, Jirash? Hold that for me when you find it. Keep going to Paul, please.
Colonel Khan. Which deceiveth the whole world.
The white man has deceived the world into thinking that Jesus Christ is white. The white man is Jews when it's black and went into slavery with ships. The world has been deceived into believing you're going to die and go live in some sand castle in the sky, that the devil is some red man with a pitchfork underground, that the entire world into believing that lie. Even Islam has that lie built into it, that you're going to die and go live in paradise, when the Bible says paradise is on the earth, the place of judgment where the righteous get their reward and the wicked get their reward is under the sun, on the earth, in the same place, not in two separate places. They've deceived the world into believing that if you just do what the white man wants, everything will be fine. Well, Saddam Hussein did that and they killed him. Gaddafi did that and they killed him. The Native Americans did that and they killed him. Our people joined them and they still killing us. We went to their military. They turned on to deport brothers and sisters out the country. They said sell drugs, we sell drugs, they kill us. They said rap, we rap, they kill us. They said be an undercover. Martin Luther King become an undercover, they kill Martin Luther King. Like the Lord is trying to wake us up. The whole world is under this deception. And now the world is being woken up. Exactly what Apostle Paul is reading. Keep going.
He was cast out into the earth.
He was cast out into the earth. This is what makes a lot of people believe that that an angel was cast out into the earth, and that is wrong. The devil was cast out into the earth, meaning the white man was cast from his position of power and glory and authority, where everybody looked at him like he's the proper moral example for everybody. You can't abuse your citizens. because here in America, everybody's fair and equal. Then they could see a video of you sicking dogs on a black man and a Mexican in handcuffs. They see a video of strong white men punching black old ladies in the jaw and body slamming little Latina sisters on the side of the road, snatching babies, putting them in handcuffs, feeding babies to alligators. They can see your cruelty and know they're shooting unarmed poor black boys in the ghetto with their hands up, choking brothers to death on camera, putting a knee on their throat for 10 minutes on camera, like George Floyd and Eric. See you now. You can't lie and and blame it on people who are all criminals. Now you down on the earth. You can't say they doing human trafficking in Europe and in Asia because now they know that Donald Trump is involved in sex trafficking. They know that the Epstein list, all your royal white families like to eat babies and molest babies and drug babies and violate babies and bring them on the Epstein Island. You now, your shame shall be uncovered. That's what the Bible said. This is prophecies. That's why all of this is coming out. They knew about this for generations, for decades. They've been doing this. This didn't just start. They've been knew about this. Nobody gave a damn. It wasn't no big issue, no problem. They didn't care. They wanted us to unalive our babies. They wanted to take our children away and put them in jail and put a baby in jail. They wanted to do this, to beat up pregnant women and mothers. That's what they did to us, and Dad, and Issachar for decades. Now they cast into the earth. Keep going.
And his angels were cast out with him.
Yes, and now this seems like it's talking about actual angels, but the angels don't have a position of power to lose. His angels, it says. The angels that's with the devil is his powers. Now, a language in the Hebrew, your powers. The people that were strong with you, that fought with you, that side with you, that join hand in hand with you, that do deals and trade and business with you, that help you steal, help you rob, help you murder, help you cover it up, that agree with you when you do some terrible acts and crimes across the earth. They'll say it's in the name of justice, in the name of democracy, in the name of Christianity, in the name of the West, in the name of freedom, in the name of fighting terrorism, fighting radical Islam. When are we going to fight radical Christianity that molest all the babies that come to church? When are we going to fight radical Christianity where white Christian men become a police officer and murder unarmed blacks and Latinos? When are we going to fight that? Radical Christianity when a white man shoots up a school, shoots up a daycare. When are we going to fight against radical Christianity where a white boy carry a cross around his neck and then go bomb all over the world, shoot all over the world? Ain't no radical Christianity, because then you would have to recognize that the white man who's a Christian is the devil the Bible speaks of. The angels that are with the great dragon that have the most power, you got Canada, you got France, you got England, you got Germany, the whole NATO lined up siding with the white man. All of his angels and supporters, they're going to be cast out of power because it's time for the empire to end. You understand? Skip me down to 11. Skip me down to verse 11.
Khan. The book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
And they overcame him. We overcame the oppressor by the blood of the Lamb. Not the blood that he shed, but because of the example, how he lived. Because he gave us an opportunity to come back and serve the Most High, because he died and took punishment that he did not deserve for crimes that we did as a people. You understand? And with that,
It's that time of year.
let's take this
We're
quick
going to be in
commercial break.
Houston, Texas from April 1st to April. It's that time of year. We're going to be in Houston, Texas from April 1st to April 5th, celebrating the Lord's 57th annual Passover under Commanding General Yohana. Jam-packed, full of events, line dances, fishing, horseback riding, rides for the kids, bounce houses, and the annual lamb slaughter held at the BH Ranch. And it ain't no party like the all-black party, the annual all-black party. 14149 Player Street in Houston, Texas. You know it's gonna be lit. All leading up to Saturday, April 4th, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. You still got time. Go to ISUPK.com to pay your Passover fee. 18 and over, $200. You do not want to miss the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Houston, Texas. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
That's nice. Huh. Oh. Oops. Whatever that was, Yagadog, just put it back. All right. Most High in Christ, pay your tithes, pay your Passover fee. That good stuff is coming up real soon. Book your flights, book your tickets, pay your fees, get ready. It's going down. The Lord's 56th annual Passover. Everybody know what time it is. 57 annual Passover. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. A call support. Take me back now to they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
And by the word of their testimony.
And by the word of their testimony, standing and saying with the Most High, speaking the word of the Lord with great boldness. You understand? Not singing in choir, beating no tambourine, being no choir boy. That ain't going to do it. That's not going to overcome the dragon. He come down with great wrath because he got a short time. That's why he want to make war everywhere. He want to travel and unalive and destroy and pillage because his time is running out. God gave him an allotted time to rule, just like the Assyrians, just like everybody else. Egypt, Dutch, and Great Britain, and the French Armada, everybody had a chance to rule. The Lord was fair and just. The Assyrians, the Persians, the Medes, the Babylonians, Rome, Greece, everybody had their shot. Now it's over. It's time to come to an end. And the white man is angry. He's not reproducing enough. His numbers aren't being replenished, despite the fact that we unalived almost 800,000 of our babies last year alone. Just blacks and Latinos, 800,000 abortions in 1 year. Their numbers are still dwindling. They robbing, they stealing, they traveling, they bombing, they killing, they eating babies, they sex trafficking, they scamming as much as they can, they starting wars, and they still can't repopulate their numbers enough. They're inferior by every metric or standard available. Inferior, genetically recessive, every way possible inferior to everyone else, all of which are inferior to us because the Lord made us above all other people. You understand? Keep going.
And they love not their lives, unto the death.
They love not their lives unto the death. They didn't love their lives. They didn't love their lives more than standing with the Most High. You want to save your life, you're not going to do that well. You understand? You can't come in here and serve the Lord and be more concerned with your life and living and your problems and how you're going to make everything work out and all of that. Those are legitimate concerns and things. And yes, we do have to survive in this place. But if you afraid and worrying about dying, you can't be in this camp. Can't have no cowards in our camp. You more concerned with going back home to your wife, your kids, your mama, your job, then you can't be in here. You can be underneath of our authority and protection, but you can't be one to be a coward. You can't. It won't work. When it comes time, you'll compromise. You understand? And we've had leaders who've compromised 9 ways to Sunday about everything. His house will not compromise. All right? Keep going now. Give me verse 12.
Book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice.
It is because of this. Rejoice. Rejoice. Keep going.
Ye heavens.
Ye heavens. Rejoice.
And ye that dwell in them.
And you that live in them. We living in captivity in the white man's heaven, in the Arabs' heaven. Underneath of these other nations, they live in heaven. We dwell in there. The other nations of people will not rejoice because they get ready to go into captivity under Christ when he returns. All of them that will be fighting each other, they will then turn now, join together to fight the angels when they come out the 4th dimension in the UFOs. You heard Donald Trump talking about UFOs now, right? Talking about UFOs. There's no UFOs in Area 51. Why now would the president be talking about UFOs?
Why would he bring up UFO?
Why would he bring up UFOs?
Because what's in this Bible is true.
Because what's in this Bible
lives
is
we
true.
haven't been taught what's in the Bible.
Our whole lives we haven't been taught what's in the Bible.
But the people that rule this world know what's in the Bible is true.
The people that rule this world know what's in the Bible is true.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
The inhabitants of the earth and the inhabitants of the sea. People that live in islands. People that live on the earth. Why? Because war is coming all across the earth, all across the sea, all in Taiwan, all in Great Britain and France, all the isles of the earth, missiles and bombs, Air Force and Navy destroyers everywhere.
That's what's
coming. That's why it's saying, whoa, destruction is on its way. Keep going.
Salakia, sir. But both of your cameras are on screen, sir. It was causing an echo.
Go ahead. One of them is muted. Keep going.
I
you
think
hear
the
me
call
better now?
may have dropped off out of one. I can pick
All
up
right,
where he
somebody
left.
pick up where he was.
I can pick it up, sir.
Go ahead,
Whoa.
Yaquab. Let Yaquab pick it up.
Hold on, sir. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
The inhabitants of the earth and the people that live on the earth. It's terrible things that's coming on the earth. That's why it says, woe, war, death, destruction is coming. Keep going.
and of the sea,
And the ones that live in the sea, that live in the islands, destruction is coming to the islands if you live in the sea. Keep going.
for the devil
The devil, the white man,
is come down unto you,
the devil is coming to you. That's why you see the military, the army in Nigeria, the army in Denmark, the army in Greenland, U.S. Army showing up everywhere, the Navy outside, in the Middle East, in Yemen, in Hormuz, in the China Sea, in Korea, everywhere, in Mexico, Venezuela, jumping out the sky, everywhere. The white man is on his way across the planet to murder. That's what's happening. He on his way all over the world to murder and launch missiles and send killers. He in the woods of Panama training for jungle warfare right now. In Colombia, training for jungle warfare right now. Ecuador and Venezuela. The British were trying to go to war with Guyana over the oil in Suriname. Keep going.
having great wrath,
Having great anger. They angry. They want to get their empire back. Get it great again. Make it white again. America's for the white man. The land's for the white man. The power's for the white man. They don't realize they're not great because they're white. They're great because of Mexicans, because they got immigrants building everything for them, and they robbing them. They live in a tabernacle or a house of robbers where they can steal from everybody, and the system will protect them because it's designed for you to get $1 billion and the people that work for you get pennies. And then they have to pay your son for a place to live and your daughter for the taxes. And they got to pay insurance to your nephew. You understand? They got to pay for food from your cousin. And you rob and squeeze them until it drives them into insanity and poverty and depression and drug addiction and sorrow. That's why God said the tabernacle, the house of robbers, is prospering until the Lord says it's time for it to end. And that's what's happening. Keep going. Okay, you back. What you read?
Khan, where we at? I was at the end of verse 12.
We'll have a short time. All right.
Okay,
persecute the woman. Yaquab just finished 12. Hold on one second. There's something specific that I'm looking for.
because
It's specific. Hold on one second. Go ahead and finish 12, Yaquab. And then I'm gonna have you pick it up across the par. I'm looking for a specific thing. Finish that.
because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
He have but a short time, running out of time. You know his time is short. That's why they're trying to make America white as possible. They're trying to make it white. They want to bring in white South Africans while simultaneously threatening to bomb South Africa after they get white people out of it. They want to go kill the Hamites in South Africa. They want to use Nigeria, which they invaded after Nigeria said, do not come here. They landed any damn way. That's why it says the dragon is come unto you. Woe unto them that dwelleth in the earth, for the dragon, the serpent, is coming to you. The white man on his way. Let me see. The earth shall help the woman. So I can bear with me just a moment. I'm looking for, I just thought, I don't see where it is. It says the earth shall help the woman case of kingdom, my brother was cast down. Salaki, bear with me just a moment. Did I miss it, Urash? Where is it? It's in here. It says the earth, 16. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Take me down to verse 16.
Kanawakan.
You Apostle
The
Paul.
book of
That's what I mean.
Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 16. And the earth helped the woman.
When it says the earth helped the woman, this is talking about all the things, all the crimes, all the murder, all the evidence that have been buried up and covered up and hidden and swallowed up for years and years. All the mass graves where they killed us and threw us in the desert of Issachar and Gad. All the mass graves where they buried the children that they beat to death on Indian boarding schools. All the records about it. At one time, the only people that were still talking about it was us here in the ISUPK. People were telling us, leave that in the past. You speaking hate. Why are you bringing that up? That's old. We got to love. It's 2012. It's 2010. It's 2008. It's the 2000s. It's the 90s. Why are you talking about ancient history? That's old. We Afro-Americans now. We colored Americans now. We Negroes now. We Americans now. Foundational Black Americans. Moorish Americans. All of these things and all of the things that the oppressor has done, it is all coming to light. You understand? Everything. Now, before you had Black Christians telling us that we were wrong for talking about slavery. Now you have white Christians on the internet playing videos talking about how evil slavery was. That's what it's talking about. The earth shall help the woman. All of their evil secret deeds is on display before the world now. That's what the scripture is talking about.
That's right.
All right. And the earth shall help the woman. The evidence that they tried to bury is all coming out. Keep going.
And
Right.
the earth opened her mouth.
The earth opened her mouth. It says the earth opened her mouth because when when Cain murdered Abel, the Lord said, "What have you done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground, that the earth hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood at thy hands." Meaning the murders that you have committed, that the oppressor has done, that they've been able to bury all their crimes, saying that time passed away and all of that, God is bringing it all back up again, that they're not going to be able to escape. Hold me, Joel, the 3rd chapter, Yaquab. Keep going, Cospa, please. Finish that out.
Kanawakan. And swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Now, this time the flood is being swallowed up. What is the flood? The lies. We as a people have been flooded with lies. We've been flooded with lies. Lies about race doesn't matter. Color doesn't matter. Everybody's equal. Now you can see that they don't look at Latinos and Blacks and Haitians as equal. That we not one of them. Brandon B. Jordan and Delindo Ray, he presenting awards for something in the middle of an award show, and some white man in a crowd in a packed room full of people yell as loud as he can, "Niggas!" Yell out the N-word at an award show at the 2 Black people on camera being circulated around the world televised, just to show how much we are still hated in this place. And even more, someone else said something about the genocide that's being done by the Israeli man to the Palestinians, and they bleeped that out. But they didn't bleep out the white man yelling the N-word to Michael B. Jordan and the other older brother who've been doing blackity black movies since Mississippi Burning in Rosewood. Just goes to show all of the lies we've been fed in this place are being swallowed up. Jesus being white, salvation being for everybody, all people get together. They used to say it was poor black people that brought the rate that said, you bringing us down. The police is policing harder because y'all being criminals over there in the ghetto. Y'all all criminals over there. Come to find out, police is killing black people everywhere. And it don't have nothing to do with crime. Innocent men with their hands up getting shot in the back of their head, having false charges put on them, later to be exonerated, just being snatched up off the street just because you black, just because you Puerto Rican, just because you're Mexican. They lie and say you're all illegal to find out that 80% of the people you arrest, not only are they not illegal, but they never committed a crime in their life. The lies that the oppressor has been spewing are all getting swallowed up. And it's happening not because he just now started to lie, and not because he just now started to get caught in his lies. Now the Lord is having it revealed in such a way because it's time for his empire to end. That's why Donald Trump is trying to stop people from voting. They on this voting probe down in Atlanta because that's where they tried to prosecute him for the other 30 felonies that he did commit that he later pardoned himself for. You understand? Now they're working on removing your grandmother's right to vote. And she's going to go and try to vote. And the same racist white men with German shepherds are going to bust your grandmother's head open for trying to vote following stupid Martin Luther King instead of serving the Lord and getting in the ISUPK to learn that God does not permit her to vote and white Jesus is not going to save her. You understand? That Jesus is a black man from the ghetto and he's the leader God appointed, and we don't get to choose a new leader, which a lot of our people sadly are going to learn a very terrible lesson amongst many other lessons that we should have learned generations ago. But these lies are going to get swallowed up because it's time for the empire to end that. All right. Give me 17. Go ahead, give me 17.
Verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
The dragon was angry at the woman. He's mad at the woman. The woman is talking about the nation of Israel. He's mad. You wonder why they're attacking them. They just working. They working. They show up to work every day. I'm a citizen. Well, what hospital were you born in? What's your social security number? Why you look that way? Why you got an accent? Why is your nose shaped that way? It had nothing to do with the law. This was always about hatred and racism, not because of any crime, because they know spiritually their empire is coming to an end. You understand? Keep going.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
And went to make war with whoever's left of the children of Israel after the murder, after the abortion, after drugs, after gangbanging, after the LGBT, after getting killed at traffic stops, after all the things that have sought to take us out. They're working for one last final push. One final push for all the marbles, for all the championships. They're ready to make war, not with crime, not with drugs, with the seed itself. You understand? Keep going.
Which keep the commandments of God.
Here's the problem. We actually obey the Lord. And the Lord is a man of war. This is how they get brought down. Pharaoh made this same mistake. He didn't realize the Lord puffed him up with this arrogancy and this power so that the Lord could bring him down and destroy him. The water costs apart. Yaquab, give me when you got that Joel the 3rd chapter. Give me 3 and 1.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold,
The Lord said, look, pay attention. Go ahead.
in those days,
In those days, these are the days we in right now. Speed up a little bit for me, Baba Kishar.
and in that time,
And that time, the time we in right now, this is the time. Go ahead.
when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem,
I'm going to bring again this issue of the captivity of Judah, the so-called Southern Kingdom, the Haitians, the West Indians, the Benjamites, the Levites, the Judites, the Afro-Americans, the colored Americans, the Negro American, foundational Black American, whatever the hell they calling Judites now. The Lord said, I'm going to bring again the captivity, the fact that we are still in slavery under the same people of Judah and Jerusalem. Jerusalem, the rest of the tribes. Our homeland is under siege by the white man and the Palestinians and the Arabs and the Egyptians and everybody else living in our land is under siege, is still in captivity, trodden down of the Gentiles, the other nations of people. The Lord is going to bring this issue up. That's why they're talking about going to war everywhere. War with everyone is getting brought back up again. They don't think it's about slavery and captivity, but this is what it's about. It's about this. Something that everybody forgot about. The Arabs got our gold, they got our oil, they got our land. They live in there, they eating good. They got gold bars and vending machines. All of that belongs to us. When Christ returns, they're going to give it all up. They're going to give it up or they're going to cease to exist. That's what it says in the Bible. Keep going.
verse 2. I will also gather all nations.
The Lord said, in addition to bringing up this issue of slavery and how my people never got justice for the crimes that have been done to my sons, done to my seed, to my daughters, I'm going to bring this up again. This issue, everybody's getting driven into the Middle East. Canada getting sucked in, NATO getting sucked in, America right back having to go to war with Afghanistan after 20 years. Syria, Iraq, they exchanging missiles, bombs, they getting it in with the Houthis, everybody. Lebanon, Hamas, everybody getting it on. And Iran, the Persian Empire. Keep going.
And will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And will bring them down into the valley, a low place of flat land where all the world's militaries, all the militaries and armies and marines and special killers and drones can all meet on one great field. Just like you play in all them video games the white man love, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, everybody getting running a line and shooting from rocks to rocks and in the caves and in the dust and in the trees in the valley. You're going to be able to do all your Call of Duty, white man. You're going to have it. You and Iran and Russia and China, Korea, you're going to have it be all sucked into World War III, into the valley of decision, where all of you are going to die in World War III. That's what's in the Bible. Keep going.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my
The
heritage.
Lord said he's going to plead for his people, for his heritage. He's going to plead but he's not going to plead the way the preachers taught you to plead. Yagadar, give me Isaiah 66 and 16. Keep going, Yaquab.
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
We've been scattered. They separated us. Your whole life, you've been seeing Benjamites is from this island, and Issachar is from over here, and Levi is over there, and Asher is down there. We are not supposed to be living in different places. All 12 of our tribes, we are supposed to be together. We are supposed to live together, grow up together, have our holy days together, serve the Lord together. Wherever we are, it is only supposed to be for us in our place as one nation. All of this division, the Lord gonna put an end to this. We are only divided because of the oppressor. Keep going.
And parted my land.
And our land has been parted up. That's God's land. Palestine and Israel and Lebanon and Syria, all of that lines cut up. And Iraq, that land belongs to the Lord. Now they talking about it. Before, the only people was talking about it was us. Now the Israeli man say he call it Greater Israel. They got a project to clear out Greater Israel. That's why they were killing all the Arab leaders. They got America to do the wars, to get rid of Saddam, to get rid of Syria, to get rid of the last one left is Iran. That's the last one left, the last major player at the request of Israel. All of their secrets, all of their counsels, 7 wars in 7 years and 7 Arab leaders to wipe out the Middle East for the Greater Israel Project. We're going to get all of that. They won't get any of it. Whoever's left is going to get a cotton field when Christ returns. Keep going.
Verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people.
And they cast lots. They gambled for us. They sold us on auction blocks, stripped us in our drawers, naked on an auction block to sell us like you sell a pit bull or a horse or a cow or some sheep. You understand? They did this to us for centuries and nobody paid. The Arabs had a part. The East Indians had a part. The Asians got rich. All the white man and his families got rich and wealthy. The Hamites got rich and wealthy in the slave trade. And nobody has paid to this day. That's why all of them are being drawn into the Third World War. Keep going.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
And they gave a boy for a harlot. A harlot is a whore. They turned the boy into a whore to have sex with money and be passed around like a prostitute. That's what the oppressor did. His farms, his child farms, his child brothels, just like he set up in India and in the Philippines. Epstein wasn't the only one. The British Empire did it too. So did France. They still doing it in Morocco and Algeria right now. But they did it to the Lord's chosen people, and nobody paid for it. Same thing they doing in their entertainment world. All your singing groups talking about Clive Davis and all your initiated boule for all your music executives and your B2K and all your R&B singing groups and your Usher getting his tail tore up so that he can go worldwide and sell records and being rushed to the emergency room. All your nasty freak off white man sex cult secrets is being exposed all over the world. The scripture said the earth shall help the woman, everything being revealed. Keep going.
And sold a girl for wine.
And sold a girl for wine. Like you go and buy some wine out the store, they would sell our daughters, our sisters, our princesses for some wine. A bottle of Hennessy for a child, for our daughters. Well, they're going to pay for that. Give me Isaiah 66 and 16, Yagador.
This is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Most High plead with all flesh.
The Lord said with fire and his sword. That's his rockets, the rifles, the missiles, all the stuff that Iran and America talking about right now. With fire and a sword. Your Marines, your Navy, your Air Force, your destroyer, your Space Force, your ICBM missiles, your laser-guided missiles, your rockets, your mortars, your javelins, your Hellfire, your Moab missile, all your missiles. The Lord said with fire and a sword is how he's going to plead with you for the evil that you have done to his people. You're going to learn. Everybody going to learn. Just like Egypt had to learn. This lesson going to be taught one more time, and everybody going to learn it. Everybody going to be an honor roll student in respecting and honoring the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel by the time the Lord is finished. The scriptures say when Christ returns, it will be as he's wearing an outfit that is completely washed in blood. Not metaphorical blood, not spiritual blood. You understand? Christ is going to be covered in so much blood. It's like his whole outfit has been washed in blood. That's what's prophesied in the Bible when he returns. Because that's how the Lord is going to repay the nations that all thought that it did not matter what you did to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right.
You understand? What else you got? You got more on that, Yaquab, or no?
Con, I do all the one.
Oh, you got more? Go ahead, Yagador. Salaki.
And the slain of the Most High shall be many.
Just so that nobody is confused about what this is talking about. The slain of the Most High shall be many. Many are going to be slain. Many. This is what the Lord is bringing. You understand? This is what the return of Christ looks like. This is what's leading up to it, and that's exactly where we are right now. That's why Donald Trump is in the White House. Same reason that Pharaoh was given all that power, that everybody talking about Egypt to this day, and the Exodus, and the Passover, well, they're going to say things about America too. They're going to call it the northern captivity, as it says in the Bible. We were delivered from the land of the north over in North America in the northern captivity. That's what it's going to be written about in the kingdom of heaven, where we are right now. You understand? So we can go ahead and end it there, all right? Let's see. We got some more. Feel like you was holding something, Raj, wasn't you? I think we can pick that up next week. What you got? Yeah, let's pick that up from there next week. All right. If we do a part 3 on that, God is against America. With that, pass the class over to Shamar, preaching off you, Raj Shamar. All right, let's go ahead and clap it up. All right, Most High in Christ.
ISUPK security.
All right.
We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, it's like they are off limits for 1 year. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 1 year, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21. Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'ashara means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. Give the Treasury Department or teacher. Make sure you go to ISUPK.com, click on tithes and donations, follow the steps from there. Make sure you keep your receipts. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, that will be the Feast of Purim on March 2nd, coming this Monday. All right, so keep an ear out on that. All right. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, black boots, black shirt, pants, headband / war scarf. All right. If you want to, sisters cannot be troopers, but if you want to be a sister in the school, come to class, head wrap, head covered, ready to learn. All right. With that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher, the highest ranking man in the room. Men of Israel, I imagine. I imagine means to stand. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh
Shem Yahweh Barakatah.
Yad Matap, Yad Matap, Sala Agwaki, meaning turn to the sisters. I imagine for the sisters, meaning to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shema. With that, class dismissed. Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And you know what time it is. It's the Lord's 57th annual Passover. And it's going to be held in Houston, Texas on April 4th. Don't forget, bring your family, bring your friends. Because this is going to be the time that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans can come under one roof in one house and to serve the Lord. It's that time. $200 per person. Don't forget, over the age of 17. Don't forget the Lord's Passover. It's coming.
Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written.